So
I still don't believe this actually happened.
my best friend's girlfriend tried to hook up with both of us.
Like she started being like, I'm jealous. I wish I could have them. Like
she put her hand on my leg and she was like, did you know that part? Okay. What's good, JT family? We're back again with another lit
banger.
So for today's video, guys, we have a little bit of a story time.
A juicy one.
A juicy story time. So we are going to be actually speaking on the time when my best friend's girlfriend tried to hook up with both of us at the same time.
Wait a damn minute. Wait a damn.
Okay, it's a juicy one. Grab some popcorn, grab your little snacks, come back and enjoy the story time. So
I still don't believe this actually happened.
It did happen, okay? So,
I know.
So we're gonna set the stage a little bit. This was obviously like, again, I'm not trying to come for anyone, you know, it was COVID, it was the middle of COVID, so people's mental health was like really shaky at that point.
Shaky at best.
So maybe that there was some weird shit going on there, I don't know, but
also no floating anyone's, like no yucking someone else's yum. If people want to do that, like there's nothing wrong with that.
There was a way that was done.
It was just the way that it happened.
It was the way it was done, which is I will absolutely yuck the yum, okay?
Stop it. Get some help.
Janky.
So let's just set the stage. It was at one point, right after I separated with my wife, I was actually living with my best friend at his house for a little while. And that was basically because it was dead of COVID and there was no way to move because nobody was really moving or doing anything because nobody knew what was going on with COVID. So I decided, okay, let me live with my best friend at the time and we'll go from there. So there was this mystery girl that he was dating throughout COVID for like maybe like a month or so before this whole incident happened. I would say it was probably like a couple weeks, maybe a month. And then I remember at one point him talking to me and basically saying, hey, I'd love for you to meet her because I actually am really interested in her, and yeah, it's only been a month or so, but like things are getting serious. So I want to get like the best friend check to make sure that like she's actually approved, above board, and everything's good. So I said, okay, let's create a scenario where I'll invite Jess over, you invite her over, we'll have a cute little COVID date night. We're all gonna hang out, mingle, have a good time, and we'll be able to create a scenario where it's not as stressful for her, but we'll all be able to kind of get to know her as well. Because at that point, you were pretty solid in the picture. So like, it was also trying to make sure that like she passed the vibe check for you too, because we're trying to do like the double dates and all that jazz, right?
And in COVID, it was kind of like 1 month could be like 6 months.
Exactly.
Like, you're spending so much time together, like because of COVID, and you're talking so much because everyone has so much free time that it's like all relationships like accelerated. So like it seemed like decently serious at that point, like it could actually go somewhere.
It was like jail love.
I said what I said.
Like one day was like a month.
It was seriously.
Anyway,
so like that's setting the stage, okay? It was serious enough that like it was like best friend check time.
Best friend check.
Yeah, and I was just there by association because me, her best friend, her were like a throuple of like friends at that point. We were very close, all of us, because I basically lived there too because I was always with you. So like I was there a lot. So anyway, So, okay, so set the stage. You guys were all hanging out. You guys were drinking, whatever. I was the last person to get there. So I got there. I don't remember why I was there late, but there was probably something going on, whatever. I was the last one. I got there and, you know, the vibe was good. I really liked her. I thought she was like cool, and she was like, definitely, she gave off like a queer vibe for sure.
Granola.
And we were talking about it. I don't even know if we were talking about it like when she was in the bathroom or something. We were being like, I remember whispering with you and being like, she's a little bit gay. Like she's definitely gay. Because she's very like was like granola artsy, like just, and also very like trying to be close to like her and I, like just like very like she wanted to be where we were. So it was just like an interesting vibe. And
mind you, my best friend was in the room when all of this was.
So, and she would like ask us, she was asking us like, oh, when did you guys meet? You guys are so cute, like you guys are such an attractive couple. And that's kind of like where it started off.
Okay, so then at one point throughout the night when everyone was getting a little lit, we had a couple drinks into ourselves and we were feeling good, feeling great. Obviously her bladder failed her. She needed to go to the washroom, and at the same time like, I need to go to the washroom. So she went upstairs to the washroom upstairs. He went downstairs to the washroom downstairs. And it was just the two of us. So me and other girl. Let's call her Shannon, okay?
Shannon. Okay.
Shannon and I were together, just the two of us, okay? So Shannon turns to me and she's just like, "You're so hot." And I was like
straight like that.
Okay. And she had her hand on my leg, like she put her hand on my leg, and she was like, "Did you know that part?" Okay. Well,
cut the cameras. Dead ass.
She put her hand on my leg. She's like,
dirty girl.
So I said to her, I kind of moved away a little bit because I was a little bit uneasy, but at the same time, I'm like, maybe she's just really drunk and you never know, like whatever, not a big deal. So I kind of just like brushed it off. But at the same time, I was like, yo, mayday, mayday, gotta tell Jess what the tea is.
Yeah.
But how do I do this when it's in a
she's right
room,
there.
She's right there and there's
and we have to hang out for the rest of the night. So it's like she didn't want me to be like,
like this, like screw this person. Like I didn't want that. So I was kind of like,
what do I do?
I'm going to avoid her for the rest of the night as much as I can. Like be not physically close to her, avoid her, and then later that night when we all go upstairs to our bedrooms or whatever, we will discuss.
Talk.
Okay.
Tell them the tea.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then Jess gets back from the washroom. Gets back from the washroom and it's really, really awkward. It's like I'm just sitting there looking like I saw a ghost because I'm like,
yeah, she was.
How is this happening?
I got back and it was kind of just like
awkward, weird in the room, weird tension.
Weird, and she just kept asking more like questions about T and I, and just like really like wanting to know our business. And I remember a couple like more like awkward questions and being kind of like I don't know how to answer that. Like it wasn't like
things like, how do you guys have sex?
Yeah, like what do you guys do? Like, oh, how do you, like it was very like weird questions. And even her best friend eventually started kind of being like
what's going on here?
Like why are you asking them that kind of thing? And we were kind of just like getting weirded out. And then there was one point where like our drinks were all empty. So her best friend and her go into the kitchen to like make all of us drinks. And while they were doing that, she starts saying to me like, meanwhile, I have no idea that any of the stuff went on with tea.
Zero.
She starts saying to me like, "Oh my god, like you're so hot," and being like look at you, like look at your hair, look at your. She kept complimenting my hair and like my like body and stuff. She's like, "Look at you, like your body and your hair, like you're so hot, like you're just so attractive." And then started saying, "You and T, like you're such an attractive couple, like you're just so hot, like la la la." And I was just like, "Oh, thanks," because I feel like because I'm femme and she was femme, that like most of the time if somebody's saying like, "Oh my god, you're so pretty," like you're just like, "Oh, thanks," like, you know, it's the things girls do. But it wasn't like, "Oh my god, you're so pretty," it was like, "You're so hot." And I was like, "Oh my god, this is weird." So, and I had already seen her kind of be close to T at that point, like a little bit, and I was like, this is weird, like, this is sus, like what's going on? Yeah. Right? So then her best friend and her come back with the drinks, and we're all sitting there, and like, I swear, within a couple minutes, the girl is like saying, in front of her best friend, in front of the person she's dating, who invited her over to meet the best friend and me, is saying, "Oh my god, like you guys are so hot, like oh my god, like I'm jealous." Yeah. Like she started being like, "I'm jealous, I wish I could have them." Like she was like joking with him, like with her best friend, and being like, "Oh, can I have them instead?" Yeah. Like I'm so glad you invited me over here because now I get to like be around them. And that's when we started being like, this is
getting weird.
And also her friend started getting like really, really pissed off.
Yes.
He was getting really mad.
He was getting mad. And then also, well, so then what ended up happening was we ended up like awkwardly drinking and getting like really lit and like playing games and stuff.
And it just started getting worse
for a while, and it started getting more aggressive. Like she started saying things that were definitely way more out there. And and it ended up getting to the end of the night. So now we're both like, this is awkward. Let's pack it in. Like we don't need to stay up later than we need to stay up. So we're like, okay, we're gonna go to bed now, and you guys do your thing. We're going to bed. She proceeds to turn to my best friend and be like, "Can I go with them?"
Huh?
We weren't inviting you, girl.
Best friend legitimately looked like he was about to kick her out and be like, "Find your way back." And for the record, she lived probably about 30 minutes from the house. Good job, good luck, you go find your way home. Like he was so irritated. And when we said,
I don't blame him.
We joked and we were like, haha, like whatever. She literally says again,
No, I'm serious. Can I come with you guys?
Looks over at my best friend and is like, is it okay if I go? Meanwhile, it's like, I'm gonna stop you right there. We never even said you were coming. So I don't really know what's going on here.
Like we were just being like, haha, every time she was complimenting. Maybe we weren't like overtly like, no, enough. But then, was I just like drunk? Or do I not remember like them coming upstairs and her like knocking on the door?
She knocked on the door
and she opened it and was like, hey, like, are you sure?
And meanwhile, we're in the middle of,
and her best friend was like behind her,
being
like pulling her, being like, stop, like leave them alone, like what are you doing?
Yeah, and at that point we were like doing what we need to do. And I'm like, what are you doing?
And she was like, hi, can I come? Like, can I join?
Like, I kept saying,
and she was serious. It wasn't a joke.
Yeah.
She was serious.
Needless to say, guys, this girl obviously not invited back. To the house, not with my best friend anymore. Like obviously that night was enough. But here's the joke, and I don't think you know this.
What?
About a month later, she also came for, I'm not gonna say the name out loud, you know who I'm talking about, but it's another one of my best friend's good friends. She ended up trying to pick him up in front of my best friend when they went out for dinner.
You nasty ass bastard!
She was a server at the restaurant, and she literally came over and was trying to hit on his friend at dinner in front of him. This girl
blows my mind.
Delusional.
Blows my mind.
She's trying to hit on everybody except the person she is with. What is going on?
Maybe she has a kink for that or something. Maybe
I don't know, guys.
She has like some kind of like weird thing for that.
Anyways, yeah, but
yeah, it was really awkward and
I was also like, how tacky is the situation? Like, and then he's like my best friend, like my brother.
And the next morning, like once she was gone, he literally, like her best friend comes into like our bedroom and is like,
what's going on?
And is saying like, oh my god, like did that actually happen? Like we were all like sober, we had like come back, our souls came back to us, we could really think clearly. And we were all just like, did that really happen? It was like one of those stories where you're like, no, like that couldn't have happened, but it did.
No, he literally came up to us.
He was like, what the hell?
No, he was like, well, that's never happening again.
And he was like, and it wasn't even just one of you, it was both of you.
Yeah, no.
It was bad.
It was a good story, and we thought we'd share that one with you.
Yeah,
again, the last story that we shared with you of somebody wanted to be added to the couple. I'm telling you guys, these people are out here, and they are.
I don't know why that's happened.
I don't know.
Like, we've had more than multiples.
There's been multiple times, but anyways, guys. If you like this story time, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we're dropping lit bangers. And on that note, we will see you in the next video. Bye.